Hello and welcome to the Philippines. This is a news update on some of the damage that information that's coming in from the large earthquake that happened in the Philippines on the north side of Cebu Island in the central Visayas, central area of the Philippines, basically. And this video was from CDN, Cebu Daily News, part of Inquirer.net, I believe. But yeah, imagine going across a bridge when this starts happening. So yeah, I'm 20 plus stories up in there in my condominium, and really freaked my girlfriend out. I think she felt the 2013 earthquake very strong, and a couple of typhoons now. But this went on for 35 plus seconds. I'm going to get into more detail about risk areas here in the Philippines and around the world, and a little bit later, a little more discussion about earthquakes, earthquake zones. And anyway, this is one of the old churches. Boy, these old churches really take a beating when we have these large earthquakes, which isn't very often, fortunately. But and I believe there's about 22 people confirmed dead at this point in time. So thoughts and prayers go out to all of those people and their families. I have seen some videos, and I'll put a couple other videos up. I have seen some videos here in Cebu City, the new huge new star hotel. I think they're building a second hotel out there, and they had some things dropping out of the ceiling area. Bayfront Hotel over by SM Mall in Cebu City. There's a video of people running down the hall, evacuating the hotel with ceiling panels in the hallway. I think they're just the acoustic type panels falling out of the ceiling. So hopefully nothing hurt, nobody injured there. This video was sent to me by a friend and subscriber. I think he's in the U.S., but he's got security cameras so that he can get online and watch the family. And up in Liloan, about 1 hour drive north from Cebu City. And yeah, a whole lot of shaking going on. Gives you an idea of the intensity, the 6.9 earthquake, even though it's about 100 miles away, I think. I need to check the distance. Um, it was shallow, 10 kilometers deep only. That's very shallow. And yeah, and yeah, they're even reading about it in the U.S. I've got my a friend in Florida who saw it on the news, relatives in Minnesota, and have been contacting me to see if we're all okay. So it's October 1st here, and September 31st in much of the USA, or most all of the USA, I guess, still. Anyway, it happened almost at 10 o'clock last night, and it was a strong shaking, and you can see some of the damage. Show you a couple videos here in a little bit, but damage reports are slowly coming in as I'm doing this. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've checked several news sources, and it's just very slowly coming in. And here's another picture of that church. Boy, major damage there. You're not going to remodel that, I don't think. And these videos were in Cebu City area as the quake was happening. Everybody's running out of the buildings, and I'm not sure if that's down in the Cologne Street area. I'm not quite sure where that's at. But yeah, very unusual to get that type of thing. Been 2013, so what is that? 10, 11, 12 years ago? About 12 years ago since they really felt any strong quake here, and that happened over by Bohol, off the coast of Bohol. Here's a church, and showing its I don't know what you call that up there, crashing down. But yeah, there's going to be some damage to some properties, and a lot of people went downstairs in our condo, and they let them up fairly quickly after they checked, made sure the elevator was working properly, that type of thing. But there are different types of earthquakes. There's up and down, there's sideways, and this was little bit of both, but it was more sideways, kind of twisting. In fact, felt like it was kind of twisting back and forth horizontally, with a little bit of up and down as well. And a lot has to do with the type of soil that your building is on. And but I've been doing condominium videos for 9 years plus, and I always ask, what are these condos, these high rises built for? And everybody tells me they're built to withstand 8.2, which is very, very rare, but it happens. What was it? A number of years ago, there was 9 off the coast of Japan, created a huge tsunami, killed tens of thousands of people. So yeah, you should be prepared. One thing that's going to happen is that if certain developers have buildings that are damaged more than others, they are going to be called to account for that, I think. My observation over the years is that usually it's the 2, 3, 4 story older buildings that have damage, not the high rises. So that is my observation. The smaller ones, maybe they're not built to the same codes as the taller buildings. And now I'm going to show you some historical data for those of you interesting. If you're considering this is one of the factors in deciding where you're going to live, retire, work, whatever. This is some historical data from earthquakeusgs.gov, and gosh, I don't see the dates here, but I think it's like 100 years or something like that. Anyway, yeah, you've got the Ring of Fire all along South America, Central America, up the west coast of the U.S. and Canada, Alaska, the Aleutian Islands, across over to Russia, down through Japan, down and kind of splits off here, but down through the Philippines area. And yeah, and continues on down here on the east side of Australia. You've got New Zealand down here, covered by all these earthquakes. Anyway, let's zero in a bit. You've got more and more, just incidentally, since all the drilling. Gosh, I remember 20 years ago there was a debate about whether all the major drilling for oil in Texas, Oklahoma, and other areas was helping to cause earthquakes. They were starting to see earthquakes they hadn't seen, see them much more regularly. And everybody finally agreed, I think, that yes, when they pump oil and gas out of the earth, but they replace it with water with various chemicals in it to pressurize it and force more oil out. But there is some unequilibrium there, and anyway, if you're creating huge, and now you're talking about millions of holes in the earth drilling. I'm sure it's over a million, drilling and pumping and moving liquids, and common sense to me always said that yeah, it's going to have some effect. A lot of the experts would say the area is too big, it doesn't have any effect. Anyway, let's get into, we're talking about the Philippines primarily today. And let's zero into that. You have Indonesia and Malaysia down here. Let's zero into the Philippines. So much going on here, it's hard even to see what we're looking at. There we are, the Philippines broke through. And you've got Cebu City, that's where I'm at. And you can see up here to the north, you get quite a few. You can see how there's pockets down here. Batangas, south of Manila, the south end of southwest Luzon over here. And 10 years I've been in the Philippines. I know there's been a number of times where they've had a swarm of smaller earthquakes in that area. Negros Island here, Panay Island, Cebu Island, this long one here, and let's zero into this area. And so you see, you've got a big fault line trench out here. You've got a lot of earthquakes along this side over here. But look, Cebu generally, historically, and there again, I think, gosh, I thought it told me here, it's 100 years, something like that, I think. But so very rare. The one we just had, very rare, and I thought maybe I could click on that and get some more information, but I can't. Bohol over here, 2013, they had a 7.2 over here that was felt very strongly in Cebu City as well. Did a little bit of damage, not a lot, but a little bit of damage to a couple of buildings at least. So things to consider. Dumaguete down here, rare. Bacolod, rare. Iloilo City area, a little more common over here historically. Historically doesn't mean that just because it hasn't happened that it won't happen. And these couple of earthquakes up here, this map does not include, I think it goes like to 2019, 2020, something like that. So the recent earthquakes up here would not show up. Anyway, it's always interesting to look at historical patterns and start digging deeper. Deeper is something I do on my membership page. I talk about various risks in different areas, risk maps, and that sort of thing. So down in the lower left-hand corner under my video, there is a join button, and there's a couple different levels to join. And I do deeper dives into lots of different subjects, risks and health and medical and dental, real estate in the Philippines, and many other topics as well. Now, I've gotten reports from subscribers down here in Dumaguete. Several of them felt it down there. And the earthquake was up here. Bogo is right about this area here. Bacolod City, I've gotten reports that they felt it over there. Rojas City, got a friend that one of the first subscribers I met here in Cebu City. He had moved to Iloilo City and then up to Rojas City, and he felt it up there, which, yeah, it's not that far really, but so much depends upon the geology under the sea, of course, how it transmits over distance. And let's zoom out here again. And like I said, this is earthquake.usgs.gov/earthquakes/event page. And if you can find that online, I'm not sure, but it's interesting to note, that's for sure. There is an app you can download on your phones or go online, and it's called Volcanoes and Earthquakes, and you can download that, and you can set up your different notifications, and it notified me. Well, I felt it, so I turned it on immediately. It took a few minutes before it showed up, but it showed up there, and you can set alerts for different levels, how high you want, how often you want them, all that type of thing. Very, very good app. It has volcano information as well as earthquake information all over the world. And there are websites that also do that type of tracking. Anyway, let me know what you think, what your experiences are in the comments, and stay safe, everybody. And we'll see you in the next video. Have a backup plan. Have a go bag, grab bag, whatever they call it. And I talked to my new wife, just got married a couple of weeks ago, and we need to get a bigger, better bag to go with emergency stuff, with water and any medicine and whatever, just things to get you by for a couple of days anyway, in case you have to leave your condo, your house, whatever, and you can't get back in. You need cash, among other things, credit cards. Anyway, we'll see you in the next video.